Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling. Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk about the stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
And I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
And Shane, not here.
Out on assignment.
Absolutely. He'll be back one of these days.
Sooner than later.
Hopefully. But welcome to episode 355, Wrestlemania 15.
The Ragin Climax.
I wish they were in like the dirty South with this tagline.
Yeah, Ragin doesn't feel very Philly.
No, it does not feel very Philly. But this is the 15th WrestleMania produced by WWF. It would take place on March 28th, 1999 from the First Union Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with an attendance of 20,276.
But that buy rate, though.
800,000, which actually would beat the record from WrestleMania 5 for most buys. It will get beaten again at some point, but as of right now, it is the record.
What was the main event of 5? Do you know off the top of your head?
The Mega Powers Explode. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's great. Totally checks out why that was the highest one at that point.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the best long-term storytelling that they've ever done.
One of the best long-term stories ever.
Yeah, just in
wrestling alone.
Yeah, for sure.
But we are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So, Shane's not here. I took a trip around the culinary world, and I didn't go to Philly.
No.
Because we go to Philly a lot, and little behind the scenes, had to do this kind of on the fly because it was very last minute that Shane said he wasn't coming. But so I got on the old Google machines, as one does, and found a drink called the Billy Badass.
Right on the nose.
Maybe not named after our favorite DX member.
Yeah, I don't know who
the most active DX member as of 2026.
Yeah. I don't know. He might be my favorite. I don't have any strong opinions about any of them.
I don't really either.
Because I like Shawn Michaels more than all of them as far as in-ring goes, but I kind of barely count him as a DX guy.
That's true.
It's such a small amount of time.
But it is 2 parts whiskey, 1 part overproof rum.
So we used 151 and a bullet rye. So
if you hear us keel over on air, know that we were thinking about you while taking these drinks.
Another crazy thing before we try this. This is the drink for a WWF show in Philly and not an ECW show in Philly. All right.
Badass Billy Gunn's not on an ECW show. Clinky clink.
I'm a little afraid of this.
Very afraid.
That's a glass full of spirits.
It's going to definitely grow some hair on our chest.
Yeah.
Probably let that ice cube melt down a little bit more before I take another drink.
Yeah.
It is definitely a sipping cocktail, not a down it in one go.
No. This is I can feel my breath.
Yes.
And with like a pair of sunglasses, you could probably see it or something.
We're gonna try and make sure we don't have any flames going on around us.
No lighters at the table.
But something that would happen right around the same time as WrestleMania 15, a pair of films would hit theaters the next weekend. And in my opinion, 2 classics.
Yep, 2 classics for
completely different reasons.
One for the ladies, one for the boys.
10 Things I Hate About You and The Matrix.
Is 10 Things I Hate About You is which?
Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew. All right. Yeah, I've seen this movie a bunch of times. It was on television a lot. I
I'm going to give you a little background about Matt.
Go right ahead.
I fell in love with Julia Stiles.
Oh, we have such different opinions.
And, have been a fan of her ever since. Even though she doesn't really do anything anymore. But anytime I see her in something, I'm like, I want to watch that.
Caveat, this is going to sound rude and or sexist, but it's not. There's just some actors and actresses that I don't like looking at. Julia Stiles is one of them. It's not that they're ugly, it's just that their face bothers me. Another one is, I love the piano, but she's a little kid, so it's different. But the girl from the X-Men movies.
Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin and Maggie Gyllenhaal, who I think is a great actress. And I think I watched a movie that she directed a couple years ago that I remember enjoying. I enjoyed her on that David Simon show, The Deuce. I don't think she's bad, but there's some people where I'm just like, that I'm just like, get out of here. And I feel that way about Julia Stiles and Clara Danes. She looks like Kurt Cobain.
I'll agree with you on the Claire Danes one. I do think she's pretty, but she's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't think that any of these people are ugly. There's just something about them where I'm just like, get off the screen. But I do remember enjoying 10 Things I Hate About You.
I'm trying to think. I think this is his first major, Heath Ledger's first, his major film debut. I think he'd done some Australian things.
This is pre Knight's Tale?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he got Knight's Tale off the back of this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Knight's Tale was 2001, so.
But I enjoyed 10 Things I Hate About You all right, but it was never one of the, teenager movies that I gravitated towards. I saw it a lot because my sister watched it a lot. It was on TV a lot. But I'm more of a can't hardly wait guy or a clueless guy. Granted, 10 Things I Hate About You is a little more grounded in reality.
See, I think literally everyone in this cast I love, because I'm still a big JGL fan. Heath Ledger was great, and until he passed away, obviously.
I don't like JGL. Maybe that's why I'm not a huge 10 Things I Hate About You guy.
Maybe. Larry Miller, David Krumholtz, Andrew Keegan.
Love Krumholtz. Gabrielle
Union's in it.
Who doesn't love Gabrielle Union?
Exactly. But yeah, big fan. I actually like 10 Things I Hate About You more than our other movie.
I believe you.
Because 10 Things I Hate About You is more my kind of movie.
Yeah, I couldn't. I believe you. I'm not necessarily surprised, but I adore The Matrix. I'm really surprised that it came out in March of all.
Right?
Yeah, that seems weird. But I guess just a lot of people went to the movies then.
I don't know if it was when it was, because the Wachowskis, what had they have done before?
I can tell you all about this. They had this script, The Matrix, and nobody would give them the money they needed to make it. So I believe it's Warner Brothers. Is that right? Doesn't matter. Basically, I think it was Joel Silver was like, "Hey, we're not going to be able to give you money for a project this big because you haven't proved yourself." So they gave him a small budget, and they wrote a much smaller film, which is also great, called Bound. And it didn't do great in the theaters or anything, but it was so well made that it was just kind of the proof of concept for The Matrix. And they weren't necessarily looking for a big hit. They just needed to know that these people knew what they were doing before they gave them a budget for something like The Matrix. And then I don't know how well The Matrix did in the theater, but it became an instant rental phenomenon and blew up.
Let's see.
I feel like it still did well. It was a phenomenon just in general. It had to have done pretty good.
I mean, it did well in the theater,
but I'm sure that it did incredible on DVD, early DVD, and
budget of 63, made 27 the opening weekend domestically.
Wow.
177 completely domestic, 473 worldwide.
And then on top of that, the DVDs and video sales and rentals must have been out of this world. I did not see The Matrix in the theater. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade, but my friend got it and was like, "You got to see this." And it's like, "This is the coolest movie ever made." And we watched it, and I was like, "You're absolutely correct." And then I remember like the next weekend renting it and making my dad watch it. He was not nearly as interested. Granted, he wasn't as...
He's not a sci-fi guy.
His science fiction... I think the only science fiction he liked is like heavy metal, but that's only because he was probably smoking weed and reading the comics in the 70s. But like that's like as nerdy as he gets outside of Lord of the Rings. But that makes sense because that's when it blew up. It blew up again was in the 70s. But by the time the second Matrix film came out, I went and saw it in the theater and thought that it sucked, and then I never went and saw the third one in the theater. And a lot of people felt that way, but I no longer feel it.
I agree with that.
I no longer feel that way, and I really do love the other two films. I understand that the first one is a perfect object, and I think the issue is that these guys were just dweebs. They were into anime and comic books and stuff, but what they thought was cool was the same thing that everybody else thought was cool in 1999. It was like the perfect time for like, and it was a small window where they just kind of like what their interests were somehow like met what the zeitgeist was at the time. And then then the next two come out and they're like double down on being like nerdy and high concept. Yeah. And it just turned everybody off. But I'm a huge fan of the Wachowskis.
Speed Racer. That's a favorite of ours.
I love Speed Racer. A live action adaptation of Speed Racer should not make you tear up, but it does make me tear up. But I'm a kind of ride or die for them. It's just like, they made The Matrix. Just give them some money every once in a while, and because they've not had any. There's like 0 hits outside of The Matrix for them.
Literally, Matrix is the only... I mean, the other Matrices made money.
Yes.
But they're critically panned completely, which...
They've been reclaimed a bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
As time has passed by, but... Like, I saw both the other two and 3 in the theater, and afterwards I was just like, what the hell did I just watch? I'm about due for my, like, every other year I basically rewatch all of them. And now there's a 4th one, which... And supposedly they got a script out there for a 5th one.
Yeah. Well, the story with the 4th one, I could talk about The Matrix for a very long time, so I'll make this quick. But basically, I think Michael B. Jordan wanted to do a Matrix movie, and they went to Lana or Lily, I don't remember which one, but they are no longer working together. So basically they're like, hey, if you don't make another one, like, we're going to. So she just kind of made the movie as a kind of like a weird like love letter to these characters from like her past. So it's definitely more kind of personal, but it does not have... I like it for that reason, but as far as just like somebody going to see a movie in the theater, it's like you got to be a like Matrix nerd to be able to, like a super fan to be able to enjoy or appreciate the 4th one. If somebody else made one, I might have to boycott it.
Like looking at some of the other stuff that they've directed.
Do you like Cloud Atlas?
I didn't hate Cloud Atlas.
It gets better with a rewatch.
There's parts of it that are very, very good, and then there's parts of it that I'm just like, can we get back to the other parts that were good?
Yeah, it gets better with a rewatch. I like it. I don't, like I said, I like...
And then I thought Jupiter Ascending was horrible.
I think that I'm just charmed by them the same way where I think that everybody shits on M. Night Shyamalan, but what I expect out of M. Night Shyamalan movies is a guy who thinks he's clever, who I believe is an idiot, making a movie, and I find that charming. So I'm never angry at them. I'm just kind of always interested in what he's going to do. With the Wachowskis, I don't think they're idiots. I just think they're incredibly nerdy, and I find them charming.
Yeah. They've lived their life on the Matrix money.
Yeah.
But enough about those 2 great movies. If you've never seen either one, where have you been for the last 27 years? But also, go watch them.
They both hold up completely. I saw The Matrix in the big screen a couple years ago for like a anniversary showing or whatever, and felt like I was in the theater for 15 minutes because it just goes.
Well, let's talk WrestleMania 15. WWF Attitude Package starts the show, followed by the Fink introducing Boys to Men to sing America the Beautiful.
Old Town Philly back again.
It's a throwback to a long time ago.
yeah, a bit we retired.
But a video package then begins with Freddie Blassie talking over historical WrestleMania clips, intertwined with current superstar highlights, saying, "Time, no beginning, no end. An infinite procession that humbles our mortality. But there are moments in life that transcend our faith. Memories crafted by gods among men that defied time to forget them. These are the moments that echo through the ages, always heard, never to grow old. Born of will, christened with blood, they are testament to the strong, the mighty, the imminent. Deities who defy their own mortality to forge an indelible imprint in the annals of time. Like the mythic gods of ancient Greece, they may thrill us, inspire us, at times make us angry, but they will never let us forget them. Tonight is their night, their battle, their moment of ultimate sacrifice. For this is their theater, their altar, their chance at divinity. Welcome to WrestleMania, Showcase of the Immortals."
Really great opening. It's very funny that they only go as far back as Andre, because they're not going to put Hogan and they're not going to put Macho. And yeah, but they don't use like San Martino or...
Well, they never wrestled at WrestleManias.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, it's like they can't use Hogan and they can't use Macho, and you're not going to use Ultimate Warrior because it was a failed experiment, even though it wasn't. It was more his fault than anything because it was working. But yeah, this was really really great.
We get more highlights of our competitors along with the logo of WrestleMania 15, presented by M&M's Crispy Chocolate Candies.
My favorite M&M.
Really?
Yeah. I remember when they brought them back like a decade ago, and I was hyped.
I can honestly say I think the crispy ones were my least favorite.
we're just in full opposition tonight. We'll see how the show goes. This was when they brought in the blue M&M. Do you remember voting?
I do.
I voted blue.
Pyro goes off as Michael Cole welcomes us to the show, joined by Jerry the King Lawler. And we go straight to our first match. Al Snow with Head versus Hardcore Holly versus Badass Billy Gunn for the WWF Hardcore Championship. And Badass takes the mic, but Snow attacks before he can get his stick in, with Holly joining the fray as well to work over Al, leading to a double back elbow from Gunn and Hardcore Holly. They start trading strikes when Holly knocks down Badass with a clothesline, only for Snow to rejoin the fight by stomping both men down, dragging Hardcore Holly to ringside to slam his head against the Spanish announce table.
Ay, Dios mío.
Followed by a cable cord whip across the back. And Gunn is rolled out and knocks out Al, but a reversed whip sends Badass into the ring steps, leaving Snow open for an attack from behind from Holly to run him into the railing and a vertical suplex onto the floor. And everyone's brawling around ringside when Al grabs a hockey stick from under the ring that gets the crowd chanting for the Flyers.
I assume this is the Flyers arena?
Yeah. While he whacks both of his opponents with it, followed by dumping a bucket of Gatorades on Hardcore Holly. Not actually the liquid, but like bottles of Gatorade. Or, bucket and dumped it.
Yeah. Like the big ice bucket that you see in stores in the summer.
Gunn then uses the bucket on Snow before grabbing the hockey stick, breaking it over the back of Holly, and using it to stab both men as they make their way into the ring. And Al's brought a broomstick with him to low blow Badass, breaking it over his back as well, just whacking away on both men, followed by clotheslining Hardcore Holly with the broken broomstick. Gunn then grabs a chair, but Snow whacks him again with the handle to stop Badass, picking up the weapon himself to stab each of his opponent's ribs, setting it up for Air Snow to Gunn.
Poor
Sabu.
I know. I mean, he was never destined for anything outside of ECW. Yeah. But it's just a little bit of a bummer that people just kind of stole his shit and brought it.
What's he going to say?
Yeah. What's he gonna do? Chase you down and kill you? He's not New Jack.
Al goes for another on Holly, but he misses, with Hardcore Harley charging out at Badass, only to be tossed over the ropes, with Gunn giving chase to press slam him onto the barricade. And back inside, Snow gives head to both of his opponents, before setting up a table against a corner, where he tries to whip Holly into, but a reversal leads to a boomerang whip of Al back into a corner, followed by a clothesline. And Badass is back in with a chair shot to the head of Hardcore Holly. He build tosses Snow through the table, only to then do a bunch of crotch chops, before setting the chair on the mat to nail a famouser onto the steel. And Gunn makes the cover when Holly smashes a chair across his back to break up the attempt, followed by covering Al himself for the pin and the win.
And new! Fun stuff. Good for the spark plug.
Absolutely.
Got to attempt to get people over.
Cole then hypes up a Home Shopping Network post-match, sending it to Brian Collard in the back, where he shows off some of the items that will be up for sale. And I was like, cool. I guess that's where the post-show is now. It's Home Shopping Network.
Yeah. Sure.
We then go to a clip from Sunday Night Heat where a tag team battle royal was held, where the last two men left would become the number one tag team contenders. And there was a few tag teams in the match, but there was quite a few just singles wrestlers as well. And as we'll find out, a couple of those singles wrestlers end up winning, as Draws and Godfather eliminate themselves, which would leave D'Lo Brown and Test as the final two. The tag champs, Jarrett and Owen Hart, were at ringside doing commentary during this match, and they would jump in the ring and beat down their future opponents. But that takes us right to our second match. D'Lo Brown with Ivory and Test versus Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart with Debra for the WWF Tag Team Championships.
This doesn't feel like it should be on a WrestleMania.
Right.
It's nothing against Jarrett. It's nothing against Owen. Nothing against D'Lo. It's that it's D'Lo and Test. It needs to be a tag team. Or they need to have enough of a previous storyline for the last 6 months between D'Lo and Test for this to make sense. Even if they weren't working, if they were in opposition of each other and then somehow got stuck in this situation. And it would have to have gotten over.
So the challengers would argue on the outside before the match, while Ivory is wondering what the hell Debra is wearing, or not wearing. And the challengers attack the champs as soon as the bell rings, with Test hitting a big boot and a clothesline to take Owen to the floor, while Brown nails a hip toss, clothesline, and a leaping forearm to Jarrett. A reversed whip and charge in by Double J leads to a back elbow and tags for both teams, with Test catching Hart with a gut-wrench powerbomb, goes for a pump handle, only for Owen to flip out, delivering an enziguri and applying the sharpshooter. But D'Lo breaks it up and tags in to keep up the attack with a body slam and a standing leg drop on Hart. Brown's whip is then reversed, so when he hits the ropes, Jarrett also hits a knee to the back, causing D'Lo to walk straight into a spinning heel kick and a gut-wrench suplex from Owen. And Double J tags in for double team clothesline, only for Brown to answer back with a double clothesline of his own, followed by body slams to each of his opponents. And D'Lo continues with a drop kick of Hart, but his whip of Jarrett's reversed, with Double J going for a Hurricanrana, only for Brown to counter it into a sky high for a 2 count, as Owen makes the save. And Test runs in to knock Hart out of the ring, while Debra has climbed to the apron. But Ivory yanks her down, leading to the two women arguing.
Ooh.
PMS then comes down and joins the argument, which distracts the ref, while Brown floats over a slam attempt to set up for a powerbomb, when Hart flies in with a missile dropkick, allowing Jarrett to make the cover for the pin and the win. Post-match, Test is angry at Ivory, which leads to D'Lo arguing with his partner until they start brawling when officials break it up.
This was fine. It was fun enough, but this is not a WrestleMania finish or a WrestleMania match on paper.
So supposedly Test and D'Lo were supposed to start a program out of this, and I was just like, you're not supposed to start programs on WrestleMania.
I agree completely.
But both of them go opposite directions, and they never do feud.
Yeah. Also, I like Test fine. I think D'Lo is great. I have no interest.
I think they would have been good opponents because D'Lo, with his experience, would have helped Test grow.
For sure. But it's also one of those things where it's yeah. Also, with this going on, it's I just want to see D'Lo and Owen have 3 incredible matches in 6 months on pay-per-view. That's what I want. I think that's what any of the wrestling nerds would have wanted out of this.
So we go to a video package about our next match, where Bart Gunn's talking about how tough Butterbean is, how much he respects him.
Butterbean.
And there won't be any dancing around, because it'll be a boxing slugfest.
I mean, good for Bart. They're still talking about Brawl for All. And they're well, we got an excuse to bring in Butterbean.
We then hear from Gunn's trainer and sparring partner, predicting Bart will win, before seeing Isaac Hayes and the Mean Street Posse at ringside, while Fink announces the referee, Vinny Pazienzi, for the next match. He had won a world title at both the lightweight and light middleweight levels in boxing, been inducted into the International Sports and International Boxing Hall of Fames. So I guess he was a pretty good boxer.
And we haven't seen Butterbean in wrestling yet, have we?
He faced Mark Marrow
yes.
at an In Your House. And basically he signed a 2-match deal. And so this is completing his contract with the WWF.
Yeah. But Butterbean was one of those things where he was kind of a phenomenon where even as a kid I knew who Butterbean was, even though I didn't really see any footage or anything. He'd be a reference that kids would make even in elementary school, even though we didn't have YouTube. I couldn't look up Butterbean footage.
And the judges for the match are Kevin Rooney, who was Vinny Paz's trainer, Chuck Wepner, who was the inspiration for Rocky. So he's a former boxer, was a no-name guy that all of a sudden got to face, was it George? I think it was George Foreman, maybe it was Muhammad Ali. It was one of the big names that he came out of nowhere.
Rocky's 71, so it's probably Ali.
Probably,
maybe?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know when Foreman. Yeah, we're not boxing.
I looked at it. I don't remember it. Yeah. And Gorilla Monsoon.
Ooh, and boy, does Gorilla Monsoon look so very slight here.
Yeah,
he was kind of almost without minus the glasses. He's kind of unrecognizable. But I couldn't be happier to see him.
Well, the last time we saw him, or at least the last time I can remember seeing him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go look through all the notes I love you guys, but
yeah.
Sometimes I just do things by memory. But the last time I can remember seeing him is WrestleMania 12, episode 195. Because he came out and did the 5 more minutes for the Iron Man match.
All right, and that's post him doing the small commissioner run thing?
Well, he had regained the commissioner role that night as Piper gave it up to be in his match.
Okay.
And then Monsoon came out and did the 5 more minutes thing. And
I got you.
Whatever, yeah. But that
he's aged and lost some weight since then. He doesn't necessarily look bad, but he does look frail, which is not how we think of Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah. That takes us to our third match. Butterbean versus Bart Gunn in a Brawl for All match. And the ref calls them together to give the rules and scoring. 5 points for a knockdown, 5 points for most punches landed, and 10 points for a big knockdown. Are we being subjective with what's a knockdown and what's a big knockdown?
Yeah. A big knockdown is when you see stars and small birds around their skull when they fall.
So the bell rings, and Bean is right on Bart with left hands to the head and body, knocking him down within 15 seconds.
Right to the jaw.
And Gunn gets back to his feet at the count of 7, only for Butterbean to land a big right hand that sends him right back down for the knockout and the win.
And it looks real as fuck.
It was real.
Yeah, like I feel like they're like, all right, was this a Jim Ross idea where he's like, Bart Gunn fucked over Dr. Death. We got one more match we can use Butterbean for. Maybe I can call in a favor and just fuck. I mean, obviously, I don't think that's how Jim Ross operates. I don't think he's that vindictive. But it was like, damn, why did you let Bart Gunn take it on the chin like that? There was no way he was gonna beat Butterbean, and there's no way he can throw a punch half as hard as Butterbean, even though if Bart Gunn punched me in the face, I might not wake up.
Yeah.
But Butterbean, if I had to choose one in 1999, it would be the guy that weighs less and is not famous for having a 2-ton fucking punch.
So this will be the last time we see Bart until 2007.
Wow.
It's also the last time we will see Gorilla as he heads through the curtain in the sky a few months later.
Oh, yeah. It's nice to see him, a little bittersweet, but it is what it is. He had a nice life and filled plenty of people with memories, and is still. What's your favorite commentary team?
Gorilla and the Brain.
Yeah, it's Gorilla and the Brain, and then
maybe Gorilla and Jesse.
And then for some people that didn't, maybe Gorilla Jesse. But as much as I love Jim Ross and Jerry and the King, like in going back and doing this show, they're not my favorite anymore. And my oh wow about Bart Gunn had nothing to do with the fact that this was the last time we saw him. That makes sense. Him coming back in 2007 is where the wow comes in.
I don't think it's in WWF.
Okay.
It's probably across the pond.
Okay. All right.
Post-match, as the boxers leave the ring, the San Diego Chicken runs down, where Vinny Paz goes to shake his hand. But the chicken isn't having any of it.
The San Diego Chicken.
So Vinny decks him with a right hand, knocking him out.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's the San Diego Chicken? Not who's in the costume. What the fuck is the San Diego Chicken?
You don't know what the San Diego Chicken is? It was basically like what the Philly Fanatic is now.
But it was the Giants?
He was just the San Diego Chicken, so he would literally show up just a whole bunch of different things. He didn't really represent any one sports team or anything.
Okay.
He just it originated in a animated cartoon in 1974 in San Diego, and
I feel like I should know this as I grew up in California. And
then they basically made a costume, and this guy just basically started wearing it to different things, like distributing Easter eggs at the San Diego Zoo.
Okay.
He would do stuff with the Padres, but basically appeared at a lot of San Diego Clippers games before they moved to Los Angeles. But
he was just around for sporting events and TV news segments.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do not remember that as a kid. The San Diego Chicken. Granted, I lived in Sacramento, but still, if he was big enough to be here, I feel like people would know who he is.
But literally the one guy basically did all these. By 2015, the Chicken had reported to make 5,100 appearances in 50 states and 8 countries.
Wow.
And it was literally one guy wearing the costume the entire time.
Just taking a couple grand for a couple $100 here, a couple grand here, and just grinding it out as the San Diego Chicken. Okay.
Yep. Made a cameo appearance in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I've seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
It's one of the citizens getting stomping the remaining killer tomatoes in a parking lot.
Okay. But not as the chicken.
Yeah, as the chicken.
As the chicken, okay.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't get the joke. Also, that movie's not very funny.
No, it's not. We then go to a clip from Sunday Night Heat where Big Show and Mankind brawled in the back. Basically, they're just beating each other up, throwing each other over tables. You know, they're ready to get their fight started.
Yeah, the corporation guy, the scorned.
Well, they're going to fight to be the referee for the main event tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
We then go to Kevin Kelly in a locker room with Foley, asking how he's going to get through an out-of-control Wight. With Mankind answering that he did everything that has been asked of me. He tried playing nice, but tonight you're going to see an angry young man. Think about that and try to have a nice day.
It's funny for Mick Foley to refer to himself as a young man because I don't know what his age is at this point, but he's looked 40 since he was since the first time we saw him in WCW.
Probably is in his upper 30s at this point, at least.
Yeah. But yeah, he's looked 40 since he was 25 probably.
But that takes us to our fourth match. Big Show, Paul Wight versus Mankind to be the referee for the main event.
Which is Rock Austin.
Spoilers, jeez.
What are you talking about? They've been talking about it all night.
We all know that. Foley goes right after his opponent, only to run into a big boot, followed by a headbutt that knocks Mankind outside. And they brawl around the ring where Foley slams Show's head into the ring steps, but Wight answers back by driving Mankind backwards into the steel. Now back inside, Big Show keeps up the attack with right hands, chops, a face buster, side Russian leg sweep, but Foley ducks a clothesline that sends Wight crashing out to the floor. And Mankind brings out Mr. Socko, applying it 3 different times as Show continuously fights it off until he adds a low blow to get Wight down to a knee.
Hey man, he's a foot taller than you. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Foley then finds himself on Big Show's back, even with the Socko claw still applied, leading to Wight falling backwards on top of his opponent, squashing him.
Oof, that's a lot of meat.
Show then kicks Mankind to the floor to continue the punishment by grabbing a chair, jabbing him in the ribs, and whacking Foley over the back. And Cole says that Wight better be careful to not be disqualified, even though he literally just used a chair twice in front of the ref.
Yeah.
And they roll back in where Big Show sets a pair of chairs up as a table, followed by choke slamming Mankind through them, causing the ref to call for the bell and the disqualification.
I mean, maybe it's one of those things where they're like, he was intimidated by Paul Wight, so he gave him a little leeway, or it's like, oh, it's WrestleMania, you'll get a couple of strikes.
Yeah.
You use the chair once on him, and then you slam him through 2 chairs set up as a table. That's 3 strikes.
I guess so. Post-match, Wight with more chair shots when he hears the announcement and goes after Earl Hebner, who ran away faster than the Montreal Screwjob. And Vince McMahon then comes out yelling at Big Show, "What are you doing? This could have cost me the world title." And Wight goes to walk away when Mr. McMahon stops him, telling him not to walk away from him, calling Show a nobody, which just angers the big man, who picks up his boss for a chokeslam, only to set him back down.
Ooh.
Realize his mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince regathers himself. "Don't make any more mistakes. Get a hold of yourself. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it." And then slaps Wight, who decks Mr. McMahon in return.
Yeah.
And Big Show leaves to the back while Mankind's being stretchered to the back. So who knows who the referee for the main event will be.
Yeah. I mean, it was a short time to use Paul Wight as an enforcer for corporation. Yeah.
And the Stooges also come out to help Vince to the back, where he tells them he wants Wight arrested for assault, with Briscoe and Patterson saying they would take care of it. So we're headed to our 5th match. Road Dogg Jesse James versus Val Venis versus Goldust with Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock versus Ken Shamrock for the WWF Intercontinental Championship.
Ryan Shamrock was just destined to with Goldust for at least a small amount of time. She's getting passed around like a hot potato.
And the champ came out first. Foreshadowing. Followed by him doing his shtick. Then Venis does his as well, telling the ladies to never fear, because the belt will never keep the big Valboski's pants on.
In this era where everybody has like a catchphrase, he's always been like one of my guys, but I appreciate that Goldust's character doesn't even need to speak to get his thing across. But yeah.
And the rules of this match are 2 in the ring, and you can tag out. If you lose, you're eliminated. So it's basically an elimination match. Ken rushes the ring with the Golden One laying the boots on him, while James and Venis brawl as well. And Shamrock responds with a back elbow and hurricanrana to send Goldust out of the ring, before teaming with Road Dogg for a double back elbow to Val, knocking him out of the ring. Ken then attacks James with a clothesline, whipping him hard into turnbuckles, when Road Dogg answers back with a dropkick and tagging in Goldust, who ducks a clothesline and hits a spinebuster to Shamrock. The Golden One continues with a leaping forearm, sending Ken to tag out to Venis, who calls a timeout to stomp away on Shamrock, only for Goldust to grab and slam Val down for a 2 count. The Golden One then floats over a slam attempt and goes for the curtain call, but Venis flips through and shoves his opponent to the ropes, catching him with a spinebuster for a near fall. Val then telegraphs his move, so Goldust delivers a clothesline for a 2 count, followed by setting Venis on the turnbuckles for a superplex, only for Val to counter it into a bulldog off the top for a near fall. Venis keeps up the attack with a fisherman suplex for a 2 count, but a reversed whip sends Val into the corner, bouncing out into his charging opponent for their noggins to knock, before Venis also stumbles and falls right into his golden globes. Ooh. And Shamrock jumps in to deliver a DDT to Goldust, while Road Dogg does the same to Val, leaving both legal men out on the mat momentarily, until the Golden One makes a cover for a 2 count. And Ken starts arguing with the ref, allowing James to knock Goldust down, acting like he tagged in when the ref turns around, only to have his whip reversed, with Val nailing a pair of corner clotheslines. And Road Dogg fights his way free from a bear hug.
Ooh. Are any of these guys big enough to be doing a bear hug?
No, not really.
Maybe Goldust.
He's the biggest one. And he ducks a clothesline to deliver shake, rattle, and roll to take Val, when the Golden One comes in to receive the same. Shamrock then comes in, with James ducking a clothesline and taking down Ken with a forearm and hitting a shaky knee drop.
Hate to see it.
And Val returns to attack from behind, nailing a back suplex for a near fall, when Road Dogg fires back to hit a pump handle slam on Venis. And James gets too close to the ropes, leading to Ken tagging himself in to apply an ankle lock. Val's able to make the rope and back body drop Shamrock to the outside. And Ryan comes over to yell at her brother as Venis lines up for a baseball slide dropkick, with the 2 men brawling up the aisle when Ken realizes and rushes back, only to not make it in time for the double countout and eliminations.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now Goldust and Road Dogg start going after each other, but Shamrock nails a belly-to-belly suplex on each guy before leaving. So both men are down, until the Golden One is able to make a cover for a near fall. And back to their feet, James reverses a whip to the ropes, where Ryan trips up Goldust, causing Meanie to freak out on her. And Road Dogg looks to take advantage, charging in on his opponent, who turns in time to catch and power slam James down. But Road Dogg rolls through for the pin and the win. Post-match, the Golden One tells Ryan to get the hell out of here.
Kick rocks.
She's now been kicked to the curb by multiple people in the WWF.
Yeah. She hasn't been much of a valet, so I guess she just somehow totally messed up and tripped the wrong guy.
Yeah.
The one in a giant gold bodysuit.
I'm just gonna say it now. That should have been the finish. It shouldn't have been a roll through on the power slam.
Yeah.
That just made his power slam look weak.
This show doesn't feel special.
No.
It doesn't look special.
No.
Let's continue.
We go outside the arena to see Big Show being arrested by the cops. So I guess McMahon got his wishes.
I mean, he attacked the boss, I guess.
We then get a video package over Kane and Triple H's feud. Seeing Chyna getting a fireball blasted into her face 3 weeks ago. Only for Hunter to return the favor last week with a bazooka flamethrower.
Was that maybe the best moment of last week's going home to WrestleMania show that we both kind of agreed was more than underwhelming?
Yes.
Because it worked is why it was good. Because he didn't look like... They did a good job of hiding that it was Triple H. So, yeah.
Yep. So we go to our 6th match. Kane versus Triple H. And as the Big Red Machine makes his way to the ring, the San Diego Chicken runs out again.
What is with this guy?
Attacking Kane from behind.
Why would he do that?
And the Big Red Machine fights back and takes the head off the chicken to reveal Pete Rose. And we haven't seen him since WrestleMania 14, episode 296.
Where Kane also chokeslammed him.
Yes.
So I guess we're just hanging out with Pete Rose, which is cool. Pete Rose is a good hang, a controversial figure.
He'll give you some gambling tips.
Yeah. A funny and interesting guy.
Kane rolls Rose into the ring and nails a tombstone piledriver before setting off his pyro, leading to officials helping Pete to the back.
Chokeslam is one thing. I would be so scared to take a tombstone if I was Pete Rose. It's probably technically maybe not safer, but it might hurt less because you have less of a chance of getting the wind knocked out of you.
I mean, you shouldn't probably hit the mat at all with a tombstone pile driver.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, with a chokeslam, you're taking a back drop.
Yeah, so the worst part is probably the shoulders or whatever. I don't know.
The DX theme hits, but Hunter doesn't come from the curtain. Instead, running in from the crowd and attacking the Big Red Machine with a low blow from behind, working him over with right hands and a back body drop that sends Kane to the outside. Triple H is dragged to the floor as well for them to brawl when the Big Red Machine misses a clothesline to hit the ring post. Followed by having his head slammed into the steel as well. And Hunter keeps the attack by running Kane into the ring steps and knocking him off the apron into the barricade with a kick. Head slam into the announce table before returning to the ring, where a reversed whip leads to a big boot from the Big Red Machine, followed by tossing him back to the floor. And Triple H now drags his opponent outside, running him into the guardrail, and looks to leap off the stairs, only for Kane to grab him by the throat and crotch him on the railing, with Hunter falling off right into the laps of the Mean Street Posse.
Yeah, these guys, they're like, you can sit in the front row, but you're going to have to take a couple bumps. Make sure to tie your sweater around your neck. Get a nice new white polo and or sweater.
And the Big Red Machine continues the punishment by ramming Triple H's back into the ring post a couple of times. Before heading back inside to toss his opponent around the ring. A throat punch and a leg drop for a 2 count. Followed by a clothesline, turnbuckle smashes, and dumping Hunter to the outside again. And Kane would leap over the ropes with a crossbody, rolling his opponent in while heading to the top himself. But Triple H, with a desperation arm drag and avoiding a charge into a corner, allows him to fire up with right hands, a knee smash, and a running high knee. Chyna then makes her way out with a slightly more chiseled chin.
Or less chiseled.
That's what I meant.
It's been chiseled.
Yeah. Causing Hunter to become distracted momentarily, allowing the Big Red Machine to recover and counter a pedigree attempt with a double leg takedown and an elbow drop. And Chyna puts the steel stairs into the ring, which Kane looks to use, only for Triple H to get his boots up on the charge in, with the Big Red Machine dropping the ring steps in the middle of the ring. Hunter ducks a clothesline, followed by drop toe holding his opponent right into the steel, and a clothesline that sends Kane to the floor. Triple H follows to ram his head into the railing, goes for his finisher on the steps, only for the Big Red Machine to reverse into a back body drop. Now back inside, Kane delivers a chokeslam when Chyna climbs to the apron with a chair, telling the Big Red Machine she wants to hit Hunter. So she makes her way into the ring, only to nail Kane with the weapon instead, causing the ref to call for the bell and the disqualification. Post-match, the Big Red Machine turns and acts like he's gonna grab Chyna by the throat. But he doesn't, allowing Triple H to grab the chair to whack him in the back and over the head, before also hitting the pedigree onto the steel as well. Chyna then jumps into Hunter's arms as they're reunited, leaving Kane to walk to the back, all alone.
Yeah, this was like, still doesn't feel Mania worthy. Kane, it's like, oh, we don't want Kane to lose, but we want to finish this.
Yeah. Kevin Kelly's in the back and he's wondering about the guest ref for the main event.
Who could it be now?
When Vince arrives to say he would be the special guest referee, with that menacing smile of his.
That's what he wanted all along, isn't it?
Most likely. We then see Big Punisher out in the crowd.
Big Pun. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
No Fat Joe.
We go to our 7th match. Sable versus Tori for the WWF Women's Championship. And the champ came out first. Foreshadowing. But she also took the mic to say, this is for all the women who want to be me and the men who come to see me.
And does her little awkward grind.
Yep. And Tori attempts to get in the ring, only for Sable kicks to prevent her from entering. But once she's in, the champ uses more kicks and tossing Tori out to the floor. And Sable gets too close to the rope, so the challenger drags her out, slamming the champ's head on the apron and barricade, when Tori's whip is reversed, sending her into the railing, followed by a knee to the ribs and a crossbody off the apron from Sable.
And Tori's wearing like a weird zebra-ish bodysuit.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
I just wanted to point it out because it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of like the Yeti, or what was the Giant Gonzalez?
Yeah, Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah. It was like, it's kind of like that, but it's not furry or whatever. But it's just like, why is she wearing, what a weird thing for her to be wearing. But I guess they're just trying it out because this is her first match, really.
Back inside, the champ continues to work over her opponent when she begins to showboat, allowing Tori to fight back with multiple clotheslines and a roll-up for a 2 count. And Sable responds with a jackknife pin attempt, with Tori trying to power out, only for them to fall over, so the challenger turns it into a backslide for a near fall. And Tori ducks several roundhouse kicks and runs the ropes for a crossbody, but Sable ducks, causing the challenger to fly into the ref.
Ref bump.
And Sable sets up for her finisher, only for Tori to flip through badly and punch away the champ, setting up her own powerbomb. When Nicole Bass jumps in the ring to pick up Tori for a gorilla press slam. And the champ smiles at the large woman, followed by nailing a Sable bomb for the pin and the win, as Bass walks to the back.
We've seen Bass in the WWF once or twice before?
Nope.
This is
Last time we saw Nicole Bass was at Guilty as Charged,
all right.
1999, episode 343.
For some reason I have a slight memory of her showing up in the WWF, but maybe I was just getting my childhood memories mixed up with show memories.
And no clue where this storyline goes, because this is the last time we'll see Sable until 2003.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because, granted, we haven't watched all of the Raws, but this was this last year's a prime era of me watching every week. And I think by 2003, I probably wasn't watching.
Mm-hmm.
So, it feels like Sable lasted longer, but that's just because I saw her more regularly when I was watching.
But she basically leaves because she had issues in the back.
X-Pac pooping in her duffel bag.
I mean, she filed a lawsuit as well against the company for sexual harassment.
So how did she end up with Brock Lesnar?
That I don't know.
Because
she quit the company filing a $110 million lawsuit against the company, citing allegations of sexual harassment and unsafe working conditions.
Damn.
And yes, Sean Waltman has admitted to playing a nasty practical joke on her last day with the company.
Yeah.
Basically, Vince countersued, so she couldn't use the stage name Sable.
Yeah.
So her second appearance in Playboy later in 1999 was under her real name.
Which is?
Rena Mero.
Oh, yeah. I knew her name was Rena.
Rena Mero. Yeah, it was Rena Mero at that time. Because she probably didn't change it back to her maiden name.
Yeah.
We'll see you later, Sable.
Thanks for coming.
Kevin Kelly's then in the back with DX, saying X-Pac's chances of regaining his title have increased with China coming home. Hunter answers, though, saying DX is one big house again, stronger than it's ever been, followed by telling Shane to bring everything you've got, because the kid is handing you your shiny corporate ass. X-Pac finally chimes in with, get ready for some pain.
Yeah, he's not the greatest promo, so let Hunter do it.
But that takes us to our 8th match. Shane McMahon with Test versus X-Pac for the WWF European Championship.
Double duty test.
And the champ comes out first. Foreshadowing. While the kid gets attacked by the Stooges as he makes his entrance alone. Only for X-Pac to knock them down and rush the ring, causing Shane to retreat to the floor.
The Stooges attacking X-Pac is very funny because, of course, he could beat them up.
Yeah.
If they're not over 60 in 99, they've lived a life puts them above that, And
McMahon looks to enter, but the kid goes to attack, so he bails out again. Only for X-Pac to give chase around ringside and into the ring, where Shane leapfrogs a charging kid successfully, so McMahon begins to celebrate, leading to X-Pac hitting a spinning heel kick and clobbering away to knock his opponent into a corner. And the kid goes for the Bronco Buster. But Test pulls Shane out of the way in time, with McMahon saying he's had enough and leaves down the aisle.
Sore loser.
Only for X-Pac to chase him down and toss him back into the ring. Test then attacks from behind, ramming the kid's nuts into the ring post.
Post it.
But X-Pac makes it back in before the 10 count, leading to Shane working him over with knees, a body slam, and a people's elbow attempt, which the kid avoids. And Test jumps on the apron to distract the ref, allowing McMahon to hit a low blow to X-Pac and grab the leather belt of his partner to whip his opponent. The kid slows the momentum with a back body drop over the ropes, followed by a slingshot plancha, but it's right in front of the posse, who attack X-Pac. But he fends them off, rolling Shane back inside. And Test gets involved again by attacking the kid with a clothesline and tossing him in, where McMahon delivers a second rope elbow drop before going to the top. The X-Pac drop kicks him, causing Shane to crotch himself.
I think that was the inciting moment for jumping off of things. He's like, second rope. How about the third rope? How about the Titantron?
The kid then climbs up to nail a superplex for a 2 count, as Test pulls X-Pac out of the ring to make the save. The kid avoids a charge in, causing Test to run into the ring steps, and giving X-Pac the opening to use the leather belt himself on McMahon, followed by a back kick and a Bronco Buster. And the ref's checking on Shane when Test runs in again to hit the kid with the title belt, with McMahon crawling over to make the cover for the pin, and no, X-Pac kicks out. Shane with chokes in a corner, and he goes for the Bronco Buster, only for the kid to move and take out Test with a spinning heel kick and a Bronco Buster of his own.
Yeah, McMahon, Shane here, he's like, well, I can do the people's elbow. I can do a Bronco Buster. Get some moves of your own, buddy.
Triple H and Chyna then run down, pulling Test out of the ring, which allows X-Pac to nail the X Factor on McMahon. And he makes the cover, but Chyna is distracting the ref. Hunter then slides in and delivers a pedigree to the kid.
Oh my God.
Rolling Shane on top for the pin and the win. Post-match, Triple H keeps up the attack on X-Pac, which brings out the rest of DX, only for them to be taken out by Hunter and Testas. And all of a sudden, the lights go out, and the organ begins to play, bringing Kane out, with all the corporation bailing out and leaving to the back, as the big red machine walks slowly after them, while Road Dogg and Gunn check on the kid. So Chyna did a turn back and a face turn and a heel turn back to back.
Yeah, she but somehow she convinced Triple H to join the corporation.
So basically, it makes Kane and Triple H that was a double turn in their match.
Absolutely, they did. The corporation has really been just floating people in and out here. Paul Wight got basically kicked out tonight.
The corporation probably needs a few new members.
Yeah, I guess. Paul White's brand new. Shamrock's been there for a while. Kane's not a part of it anymore at this point.
He kind of was, kind of wasn't.
Yeah. It's not very... For how much we've praised the product in 98 and a lot of 99, it's getting a little sloppy.
I agree. We then go to a video package over the Ministry and Corporation feud. And Undertaker says he has the key to Vince McMahon's heart and soul.
You only need the soul.
They can take anybody, anytime they desire. As we see the Ministry abduct Shane and the dead man burn a teddy bear, which leaves Mr. McMahon in turmoil.
Yeah, McMahon or whoever wrote that segment must have recently watched Citizen Kane, and they're like, "All right, I'm not going to use a sled. How about a teddy bear?"
Taker would also attack Vince at the announce booth, bringing Big Boss Man to protect his leader, leading to them brawling into the crowd. And the Ministry looks to sacrifice the former correctional officer, but the corporation would make the save, only for the dead man to cause a symbol to explode into flames, leading to Taker being arrested as McMahon yells, "You threaten me, my corporation, my family? You better stay in jail. Because if you don't, I'm gonna get you."
It was weird because we didn't watch a lot of these Raws.
Yeah, we didn't see any of this stuff.
And this stuff was not very well represented in the Go Home one. But in the footage, I'm like, oh, I remember all of this.
Yeah.
And then it also tipped me off to the match I was about to see, which I remember a specific part of it.
Yeah. The corporation then beats down the Ministry without their leader. But Undertaker gets the last laugh as he's outside Vince's house, making threats towards her that he could be the father figure she never had. Or maybe just torture her before reminding Mr. McMahon that he will own the WWF.
How do you do that?
Buy all the shares from him?
Yeah, I mean, I guess own, he means, I guess, be...
The controlling force?
Yeah. But weird stuff.
Yeah. I don't feel like that video package does a good job of representing what they're trying to get through the storyline.
Which, in the little bit that we've watched of Raws leading up to this, it also did a pretty poor job. Where it's like, is he bailing with? We talked about it a lot. Is he fighting
literally
with
last week?
Bossman,
We even
or
said
is he
we were
not
like
feuding with Bossman.
Is the feud Undertaker and Bossman?
Well, because at one point they kidnap Bossman, but for some reason
they let him go.
Yeah,
and then they capture him again and almost try and burn him on a Undertaker symbol, like
and it's like it'd be one thing if they like let him go. The idea was that they like let him go and then he goes back, but like he's like, you know, MK Ultra kind of thing where it's like he's a Manchurian Candidate type of thing, but it just kind of gets forgotten, and then they just bring it up like it feels like, oh, we need a match. We need Undertaker in a cage match for who's the last person he kind of was dealing with. Okay, Bossman.
That takes us to our 9th match. Big Bossman versus The Undertaker with Paul Bearer in a Hell in a Cell.
And this is the 3rd Hell in a Cell? Taker,
maybe?
Taker, Shawn, Taker, Mankind, Taker, Bossman?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
We get back and forth action to begin when the dead man telegraphs his move. So Bossman takes advantage with a swinging neck breaker and stomps. but Taker keeps sitting up.
The man can always sit up.
And the fight's taken to the floor where Undertaker rams his opponent into the cage multiple times, only for Big Bossman to answer back by whipping the dead man into it as well. Bossman then pulls handcuffs out, using them to smack Taker before attaching his opponent to the cell, allowing him to grab his nightstick to whack Undertaker across the forehead, which knocks him down as the handcuffs broke.
He's a big, heavy man.
And Big Boss Man begins using the nightstick to choke the dead man. When we also see that he's busted open on the forehead. When Taker fires up to choke and whip Boss Man into the cage again. The Undertaker grabs a chair from under the ring to smash across his opponent's back. Lawn darts Big Boss Man into the cage, followed by heading back inside, where the dead man delivers a leaping clothesline for a 2 count. And Taker goes for old school. Only for Boss Man to kick the ropes, causing his opponent to crotch himself, before Big Boss Man shoves Undertaker off the apron into the cell wall. Now back inside, the two return to having a slugfest when the dead man wins it with a right hand to the balls and goes for his finisher. But Boss Man wiggles free to shove Taker into a corner, only to then miss a clothesline. And Undertaker picks him up again to nail the Tombstone Piledriver for the pin. And the win. And this makes the dead man 8-0 at WrestleMania.
And it makes for the least good Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. Post-match, Taker signals to the top, which brings the Brood dropping down from the roof onto the top of the cell. And they start ripping it apart and drop a noose through the opening, which the Undertaker wraps around the neck of Big Boss Man. And Bearer has the controls of the cage, causing it to raise, taking Boss Man with him, hanging him from the cell. When the lights go out, as Cole continuously screams, "Is it symbolic?"
It's like symbolic of murder.
Murder?
Yeah, they're hanging a guy. Yeah. That's not symbolism. That's not what symbolism means. But I assume that he's being yelled to say that maybe by Vince or because they know that this is controversial to hang a man on screen. You don't see him get saved. The lights go black. I wonder what it looked like in the arena. How did they get him down? What did they do?
I mean, I'm sure they probably just lowered the cage back down, took the noose off.
Yeah, and he just struggled to the back.
Yeah.
Or with maybe the help of Tess.
We definitely don't see one.
No. And that's the smart thing for them to do. But in the ring, you can't just David Copperfield it.
It did look like he had a hook in the back of his
which is why they
jacket.
had the lights down and stuff, yeah.
So
it looked good though.
It looked good, but I do think he was supported by something so he wasn't being actually hung.
No. That man weighs 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That would be bad. They had to apologize for this, right?
I mean, if they did, I
don't know. Yeah, they definitely got complaints about it.
I'm sure.
But it was pay-per-view too. It wasn't television, so most people buying the pay-per-view know what they're getting. If anything, you're going to get angry parents. Like the one pay-per-view I bought, that I brought up a million times, where the old ladies got naked. And my parents and my aunt, because my cousins were over watching it, they were like, "What the fuck is this? I can't believe we let you watch this." And I was like,
I mean, I believe...
just felt awkward because I was like, I didn't think or expect for this to be the thing.
I believe the nudity episode is later in 99.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It might be 2000 of January.
It might be.
Because I think that my excuse for getting it, because my parents weren't just going to shell out for pay-per-view every weekend, was that it was the one that was around my birthday. So January would make sense.
And spoiler alert, I don't think this is the worst Boss Man match that he'll have in 1999 on pay-per-view.
I don't think the match is terrible. It's just that we have such high highs.
Yeah.
For this, and also it's not built very well. I don't think Bossman's bad. He's just not the right opponent for the Undertaker. Yeah, compelling also is.
I mean, it's also heel versus heel.
Yeah,
Bossman keeps being in these heel versus heel matches, and it's like, what do you want him to do?
But are the Ministry like, they're not, because the corporation are like the big heels, then the Ministry are kind of more like a rogue gang, but people like the Undertaker. Heels. But yeah.
I mean, he's technically threatening the boss.
Yeah, but the boss is the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Either way, it's 1999, and it sure feels like it.
We then cut to a video package about the WrestleMania Rage Party. And it was basically like what we know nowadays is fan access, where the superstars would come out and talk to the crowd, hyping up their matches. But we would also get some music from Big Punisher, Isaac Hayes, and Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
I know. The grossest band name of all time.
Ska, baby.
And yeah, it's not even ska. Isn't it more like swing?
It's
revival?
More swing than ska. Yes,
but they are pretty much, they're, kissing cousins.
Yeah.
And Isaac Hayes is doing like the Salty Balls song from like South Park. A real weird triple threat of bands. It's like Big
This is a concert that I'd just be like,
all right.
What?
Yeah.
So the Stooges keep trying to get into the party. We see them dressed as a horse and then in drag as old ladies. Because I guess for some reason Vince didn't give them tickets. Who knows?
Yeah.
And we come back to Michael Cole in the ring, welcoming back Jim Ross to call the main event. Fink then introduces the special guest referee, Vince McMahon, who makes his way out. When Commissioner Shawn Michaels interrupts.
What a pop.
Coming to the ring to say, we can't have a WrestleMania without the Heartbreak Kid, can we?
I mean, he looks great. He's looks like he's happy to be there, believe it or not, and the crowd is pleased.
And Shawn continues that Mr. McMahon didn't read the rule book again, as only one man can appoint an official at WrestleMania. And that one man is himself.
HBK.
So Vince, you can get the hell out of here. Before also barring the corporation from ringside. But for some reason he does say McMahon can come down. Leaving Mike Chioda as the referee. That takes us right to our 10th match. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. In a no disqualification match for the WWF Championship. And the champ came out first. Foreshadowing. And we get traded strikes to begin when Stone Cold is dumped over the ropes by a back body drop, sending him into the announce table. With Rocky following out to slam his head into it as well and choking Austin with his shirt. Back inside, Rock stomps away. When Stone Cold reverses a whip and uses his opponent's momentum to toss him to the outside, with Austin giving chase for the two to brawl into the crowd and back to ringside. Rocky uses a cable to choke Stone Cold before brawling up the aisle, where The Rock is rammed into guardrails until he reverses a piledriver attempt to back body drop Austin onto a steel truss.
Oof.
And they continue to brawl around the technical area, with Rocky being thrown into the camera dolly, choked with a cable cord, and whipped into the logo at the entrance.
The logo, it still just looks like Raw with a WrestleMania logo.
Stone Cold then drags his opponent towards the ring when The Rock reverses a suplex into one of his own onto the concrete, ramming Austin into the steel steps and taking a sip of water to spit into the face of Stone Cold.
Rocky staple.
Rocky's then dropped throat first on the barricade and tossed onto the Spanish announce table.
Háblame, Jesus.
Followed by Austin leaping off the railing with an elbow. But the table doesn't break. So Stone Cold sets it all up again, sending them crashing through.
I mean, yeah.
Gotta have the table break.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer that this is the only match on the show.
And the Rock's rolled in, only to roll out the other side, and tripping up Austin and wrapping his knee around the ring post. Only for Stone Cold to answer back by whipping his opponent into the ring steps. Now back inside the ring, Rocky catches Austin with a rock bottom for the pin. And no, Stone Cold kicks out, leading to the Rock grabbing a chair. But Austin steals it and swings away. only for Rocky to pull the ref in, knocking him out.
Ref bump.
The Rock hits a swinging neck breaker and grabs the chair, but Stone Cold blocks and goes for his finisher, only to be shoved away, bouncing back into a back elbow. Rocky then uses the chair on the leg, stomach, and head of his opponent, makes a cover when Tim Wight, who had come out to check on Chioda, jumps in to make the 2 count. Chin locks and clotheslines by the champ when Austin fires up, but The Rock catches him with a Samoan drop for a near fall, leaving Rock frustrated, so he nails the rock bottom to the ref, knocking him out.
Ref bump.
Stone Cold uses the distraction to hit a stunner, with Rock selling it by bouncing upside down, making the cover when Earl Hebner does his best Usain Bolt impression to the ring for the pin, and no, Rocky kicks out.
Did he have little gold shoes?
I mean, he got there about as quickly as he left the earlier match. And Vince struts his way to the ring as Austin grabs a chair to use, only for The Rock to deliver a low blow, bringing McMahon into the ring to deck the ref, knocking him out.
Ref bump.
And the champ and the boss team up to stomp away on Stone Cold when Mankind comes out, taking out Vince with a right hand. Rocky starts arguing with Foley, allowing Austin to roll him up for the pin. And no, The Rock kicks out. Thez press, second rope elbow drop, and a telegraphed move by Stone Cold leads to a clothesline, a rock bottom, and a people's elbow by Rocky, which Austin avoids in time. And Stone Cold goes for his finisher, but The Rock counters it into a rock bottom, only for Austin to reverse it into the stunner for the pin and the win. And new! Post-match, Vince is distraught on the outside, watching Stone Cold celebrate with beers, even toasting with Hebner.
Love it.
McMahon then starts berating Austin, saying it's his belt, and Stone Cold didn't deserve it. So the champ grabs Vince and tosses him into the ring to nail a stunner. We then get a video package with highlights of the show as JR says his goodbyes, and we fade to black. So I got a couple fun facts for you here.
I'm listening.
This WrestleMania was the first commercial DVD WWF ever put out. They've been probably doing VHS, but
yeah,
DVD.
It's the DVD era.
Yep. And this is the final WrestleMania to use the classic logo.
Yeah, it checks out. It did feel a little weird because they've been using the scratchy logo for give or take 2 years now. And
I mean the WrestleMania logo.
But the WrestleMania logo, yeah, it's the big W.
The big Wrestle and then Mania underneath it. They'll change it for the next year. But I ask you, Michael, what are your overall thoughts of WrestleMania 15?
Doesn't look nor feel like a WrestleMania event. The last match is the one that feels important in any way. It's not a bad show. It's a bad WrestleMania. It feels like a best possible Raw almost with a marquee match. I love the Hebner toast. But considering that this is the Rock Austin blow-off
culmination.
It feels they're saving money or something. They probably could have sold more tickets in a larger venue, but do they have the card for that? Because this is the card they set up. I think that this is probably more important than it is good.
I can feel that. I literally think everything is just super overbooked, as literally only 2 matches have clean finishes.
Yeah, like I said, it feels like Raw.
But, it's a big but here, the main event works for me, as it's what we've been wanting for the past 6 months.
Yeah, I think it's good, but I don't think it reaches great. It doesn't get to that.
No, it's not a great match, but like it still worked for me.
Yeah, I think because of the rest of the show, by the time I got there.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. This, like, I think I felt it like as we were going back over it, like about halfway through, I was like, this would be a very good Raw episode.
This would be even a good in your house.
But yeah, it's very... There's too many storyline things going on, and we're at WrestleMania.
Right? Yeah, that should be over with.
Yeah, we like if you want to start things like at the after matches, that's one thing. But like
the fallout,
for the most part, you need to like be wrapping up storylines, not just being like, we'll do it again next month.
That's
what they do basically with all these matches.
It feels very, very messy for a company that typically has been less messy. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't... I was excited for it, and like pretty early in, I'm like kind of underwhelmed, and I felt pretty underwhelmed throughout it. Like I said, I don't think the last match is bad, but because I was so underwhelmed the whole time, I was lacking the excitement that I should have had for the main event.
I can totally see that.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? There. All right. Fuck you.
I think it's time we smark it up. So what are some of the best moments of this show?
I loved the Shawn Michaels coming out. He got a great pop. It was a good moment. It might have been one of the only things that felt special on the show. And then, of course, the post-match Hebner drinking beer and celebrating with Stone Cold was nice and cute and charming. There was...
Boys to Men did a great job, and it was nice to see all four of them. I haven't watched a video of all four of them
in forever.
So
I really thought that was fun and interesting. I meant to bring it up early in the show, but we kind of breezed past it. I thought it was good. It felt a little like almost slam poet-ish, even though it still was like traditional at the same time. But considering the national recording artists we've seen open wrestling shows, this is not the worst one.
I mean, I would say it's possibly the second best one after Aretha.
Yeah, maybe. It was. I don't think it was bad. I think it was good.
Yeah. The Freddie Blassie opening package,
which got me so hyped up.
It's always good. Like, I think it's the same package that they basically used last year with the same phrasing and everything, but it still gets me every time.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, for me personally, the show did not deliver the hype that elicited.
I'm going to say my second favorite match of this entire show was the hardcore match. So the first and last match are my two favorite matches of this entire show.
The ones with finishes?
I mean, yeah. Basically. Yeah, right. I mean, there's other matches that have finishes, but you know what I mean? Like,
they were definitive. Yeah. I'm probably there with you. Yep, I think that's the correct answer, my friend.
I wish the Chyna turn and Triple H turn did something for me, because I do think it is the best moment of the show.
It could. I think it may have worked in '99, but us rewatching it and not being the kids on the couch every Monday, we're just like, okay, all right. So I think we're just a little jaded for that to work now, but we're not jaded for the truly great moments that they build and are done well. We were talking about the Mega Powers earlier in the show and how great that is, but unfortunately that's rare. You get into wrestling, you start to understand the ebbs and flows of wrestling, and then you're waiting for the moments that you got so excited for early on. They become fewer and further between. So it's like the more you watch, the more desensitized you are to it all. And I thought that was good, but it didn't up my heart rate in any way.
How about most disappointing? I mean, I guess it's kind of just the flip of what I just said. I wish those moments worked for me. Yeah,
the show, it doesn't look or feel like WrestleMania.
No.
And that's the disappointment. Is that you have a one match card, and it's Taker and Bossman. Maybe they fumbled the build, but the match wasn't even particularly good or interesting.
I mean, we mentioned it literally when we were talking about the match, but like D'Lo and Test, if literally the only reason they're in this match is for the aftermath to set up a feud with each other, that's lame for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that on any other pay-per-view throughout the year, but not WrestleMania.
I guess maybe my biggest disappointment, now that we're talking about it, is that...
Like, if they had eliminated each other in the Battle Royal on Heat, and that had started their feud,
yeah,
that's fine. That makes sense. This is just dumb.
Yeah. I think that my biggest disappointment is this feels like a waste of one of your best and most beloved talents, where Mick Foley is used in a big place, but he doesn't get to have a great match. Like, and I understand that they did it on this show to get the Shawn Michaels moment, but as much as that I really enjoyed that, I would have liked to see Mick Foley have a great match with somebody. Even
that, so like them, Big Show and Mankind having the match, and it just literally, obviously, he hits him with chairs multiple times. The ref sees it, doesn't disqualify him, and then he sets up a table of chairs, which technically means he's just choke slamming someone, but there happens to be chairs in the way. That shouldn't actually cause a disqualification because he's not using the chairs.
He's not holding them. They're not in his possession.
But it was just like to make us go, oh, well, there's not going to, like, who's the ref? And
yeah, like,
I mean, obviously, yes, we then do get the Shawn moment, which is a good moment.
But
get it.
You know what's better is a really good Mick Foley match.
But then, on the other hand, we then get 3 ref bumps to finally get Mankind coming back out. And, like, even that didn't really... Like, I think I was already at the point with that match with the 3 ref bumps that it was like, well, of course Mankind's going to come back out and make the count. Because
we always assumed he was going to come back out and do something. He had the spray-painted ref jersey on.
I kind of wish they would have done something different with the Intercontinental title match, but I don't know what they could have done. I mean, I think before the next time we see WWF again, next time we watch, that belt has changed hands again, if I remember correctly. So, like, I think it may have changed hands the very next night on Raw.
It's upsetting because the hardcore belt seems more important because you have a better, like, caliber of, like, you just have more exciting people. And I hate to say that because I like Foul. I love Goldust. I love Ken Shamrock.
I mean, we haven't mentioned it yet, but don't be hanging people in matches.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just wrong.
It's a little crass. It feels a little ECW, but with this whole thing kind of feels like ECW with a budget, which is kind of my problem with it because it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. Yeah,
I mean that's the biggest thing. It just doesn't feel like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
How about best performer of the night?
I don't
Pete
love
Rose.
Yeah, I don't love anybody's performance.
Yeah, I mean even the main event, like, that match could have been so much better, and it was completely overbooked. So I don't, even though it was probably my favorite match of the night, it's at a very low bar to get over the hump.
Yeah, I mean, maybe mine might be the return of Jim Ross.
I knew it was coming, so
yeah.
I'm going to put that as my
but
most surprising.
But it was just nice because he was back. It's been a while. He was back on the mic, and he did a great job. And him and...
I mean, I think probably if his commentary probably also helped me with the main event.
Yeah, Michael Cole wasn't going to get you excited.
No.
Not for that
match.
Nothing against Michael Cole. He just shouldn't be...
Like, not at this point in 1999.
No. Yeah.
I'll give props. He's much better in 2026. Than he was in 1999.
He fucking better be. He's been doing it for longer than anybody else ever.
Most surprising, I mean, Jim Ross coming back, even though I think I kind of mentioned it last week.
Yeah, that didn't feel as surprising as it was just a feel-good moment.
I mean, Pete Rose, obviously, is a surprise.
Which was also an eye roll for me. Nicole Bass was a bigger surprise, I feel like. And that wasn't even that big of a surprise.
They messed up the camera shot on our entrance because literally you see her jump over the railing, and then have to like wait at ringside for her cue to come in, and it was just like that would have been much better if the camera had been the other side, so you would have never seen her. Yeah.
Russo.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Turn the lights down, turn the projector on, because we're ready to rumble. This week we're covering Dr. Raynaud's Secret. It was released October 19th, 1942 by 20th Century Fox. Directed by Harry Lachman and written by William Bruckner and Robert F. Meltzer. Starring J. Carrol Naish, who's a 2-time Oscar nominee, Shepard Strudwick, Lynn Roberts, and George Zucco. The plot of this film is Dr. Larry Forbes arrives at a remote French village to visit his fiancée, who lives with their scientist father, Dr. Raynaud, and his ape-like manservant, Noel. Several murders coincide with Dr. Forbes' arrival, with clues pointing in multiple directions.
Yeah, everyone's like, it's the ape manservant. It's like, no, it's Dr. Forbes. That's my guess.
So some trivia of this one, it's inspired by Gaston Leroux's novel Balloon, and it's a remake of the 1927 film The Wizard. Some reviews and ratings of this one on IMDb gave it a 6.1. Letterboxd, it's at a 3.2. And I found Dennis Schwartz's review from 2019 of this film. The film moves at a brisk pace, and it's enjoyable because of Naish's sensitive and moving performance.
Did you feel the same way?
Well, my review is this is a very well-made B horror movie. That's part monster, part mystery.
Sounds fun.
You do figure out the entire film in about 3 seconds, but Naish's performance keeps you interested. And the wrestler of the movie is Mike Mazurki. And I believe this is our fourth time to see him. He plays the character Rogel, who's the gardener, but he's also an ex-con, so he's very intimidating throughout, while also being blamed for many of the murders. So he was another obvious...
Red herring,
yes. I gave the movie a 4.0. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, nice. That's cool. It sounds very silly, but it sounds fun.
I want to say it's like 60 minutes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a brisk pace.
Or just above. I literally don't think it's even... It's definitely not 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But I also gave the wrestler of Mike, I gave him a 4.0 with his performance as well. I thought he did a really good job.
He actually had lines, obviously.
He had quite a few lines, yeah. So, yeah, if you want to check this one out, it's actually out there on YouTube. So go out there and give Dr. Raynaud's Secret.
Of the ones we've covered so far, was this middle of the pack?
It's
upper middle?
Probably top half.
Okay.
It's definitely top half, yeah. Next week, Spring Stampede 1999.
WCW?
That's right. Music from this week's show is Rage by Jim Johnston. And Stone Cold won our main event, so we play
The Glass Breaks.
I Won't Do What You Tell Me by Jim Johnston.
Still can't believe that's the name of the song.
And if you like this episode or any of our other ones, please go out there, rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you find your podcast at. Do as Michael says.
5 stars or no stars. I mean, I'd really like to know if this is your favorite WrestleMania. Because if so, you got some explaining to do.
I don't think this is anyone's favorite WrestleMania.
Alright, just making sure. I knew this was Rock Austin, so for some reason I thought it was going to be a little bit...
And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, recipes, next week we go to Tacoma, Washington. You know, may have an idea or two, but we'll always take them from from people, but you can send those things to our email at wrestlinghistoryx@gmail.com or find us on X at Wrestling Histoix. That's Wrestling HISTOX. We'll talk to you next week.
Later.